Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Speed Build Monday, everybody's favorite day of the week, or at least it's mine. Hope you are all having a very fabulous Monday. I know Monday can be a bit tough for most, including myself, but I do love building, so I do look forward to Speed Build Mondays. Even though I never build them on Monday, I usually build them on the weekend, but I look forward to putting them up for you guys. So today we are on our final lot in the Build Newcrest challenge. I cannot believe that I have built all of Newcrest. That seems very strange. It seems like a lofty goal way back when, which wasn't very long ago, but it seemed like, man, I don't have enough ideas for this, but I did it, and this is the final lot, which I believe is a 40 by 30, or no, it might be a 30 by 40. And I was originally going to do a restaurant, but then I thought, you know what, I did a cafe, and I have this idea for like a very modern, sort of not really themed with what Newcrest, like the way that I built Newcrest, but I really wanted to do this house, so I thought, why not? I thoroughly enjoyed the way that it turned out. I think it came out kind of like the picture, I guess, that I used to reference it. A lot like the picture, I guess. It was hard, sometimes when you're referencing a real life picture, it's very hard to recreate that in The Sims. But I did do a color scheme that I'm not usually comfortable doing. I'm more comfortable doing like black and white color schemes, but this time I went for more of a brown and white, kind of what the house actually looked like. So I was quite pleased with myself at the way it turned out. It is quite a large home. It is 5 bedrooms, I believe. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, I think it is. It might be 5 bathrooms, but I cannot. No, it's 4 bathrooms. So there is going to be a little bit of a weird cut way farther into the video, because I was originally doing my voiceover and I was like, oh, how many bedrooms is it? Wait, I forgot to do one of the bedrooms. I forgot to do the nursery. So I had to go back and do that and record that and then kind of put it in here in a weird spot, because you can kind of see what the master bedroom kind of looks like. So there is technically 2 master bedrooms. There's one on the main floor and one on the upper floor. Just depends on which one you want to use. Or maybe you have 2 sets of families. I don't know. Both very beautiful, both with their own ensuite, so it doesn't really matter which one you choose. It's just the downstairs one is slightly larger than the upstairs one. So hopefully that's okay with you guys. It was a large bedroom that I knew was going to be there, and so I was like, well, I don't really want to make this a kid's room, because I don't know, I just didn't want to. The windows were a bit of a tricky time for me, because I wanted to keep them fairly modern, but I didn't want it to be all windows. One thing you will notice in this house is there are absolutely no curtains. I went for that whole, like, I wish The Sims really had this, but like the blinds that kind of like fold down, but they don't have them. So I'm assuming they're just in there, or you just like natural light, which is cool as well. Also, this house is on the river, so why not have no curtains, right? So I do change the brick that you see there. I think it clashes a little bit too much, so I go for a little bit more toned down brick. I think my landscaping in this one is pretty on point. I am quite proud of myself with the way that it turned out. I used rocks and like plants that I don't normally use, trying to get myself out of my comfort zone. So, last lot, I gotta really push myself. I don't know what I'm gonna build next week. I guess I have the freedom now to do whatever town I want it to be in. I thought about doing a penthouse, but I'm terrified to do one because I'm not very good with like, I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't be good at a penthouse, but I should really try. See there's rocks. I'm using rocks, all those great things. Yeah, I think it turned out nice, especially the front. I think the front's my favorite part. I just like the way that the house turned out, and it looks a lot like the picture, I will say that. I'm quite proud of myself, because a lot of times I reference a picture and then it turns out to be something totally different. So I'm quite happy that it turned out the way that it did. It's got a lot of balcony space. It's got a lot of backyard stuff going on. It's just a really nice family modern home. It doesn't really fit the aesthetic of Newcrest or the way that I built Newcrest, but I think it's like one of those how do I put this? It's like on the cusp of what Newcrest could become. You know how it's like all these old modern, not old modern, that makes no sense. Old like family homes that are kind of contemporary, not quite modern, but this is like the first of its kind, and soon maybe the neighborhood will become like this. You never know. I had a bit of a tough time with the kitchen. I started it here. I should have just cut this out of the video, to be honest, because it just really didn't work. I didn't want a massive, massive kitchen. It felt like such a waste of space if I put a massive, massive kitchen. So I ended up changing it to a different side of the house. And then I have a formal living room, which has no TV or anything. And then like kind of like a family room, but it's all open because modern is supposed to be as little walls as possible, aside from bedrooms, of course. And then just have this open flowing space. So I try to do that as best as I could. Hopefully it's not too much open space, because I know sometimes I have a little bit of an issue with so much open space that I don't know how to use it all. But it's up to you guys. If you like it, you can download it. My EA Origin ID will be down below, and you can search it up on the Sims 4 gallery. And if you like it, then that would be great, and you can download it. The best part about this is you can customize it to however you like. So if there's something you don't like about it, you can go ahead and change it. One thing I would like to ask you guys is, where are those, like, it's a square and it's got little squares in it, and it goes, what I'm trying to place here is like, it's kind of like a lattice thing that I want to place on the floor to be able to place like vines and stuff, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So maybe you guys know. I looked and looked and looked, and I was just like, it's not anywhere. I don't know where it is, so I gave up. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll find it one day, I guess. Anyway, how is your guys' weekend, or how was your weekend? Because unfortunately it is Monday by the time you are seeing this. It is currently Saturday for me, so I still have Sunday and Monday off. I had my orientation for my new job. Guys, okay, sit down for this one if you're not sitting. That's weird. Why are you not sitting? Anyway, I had my 4-hour orientation for my new job. First of all, I was one of the oldest ones there, so that was fun. And I'm only 22, so that's saying a lot. It was 4 hours of paperwork, which is always fun. Just like, these are the safety protocols, this is what we do. And I was a little bit put off because there wasn't a lot of like, this is what you do when you come into the facility, this is like where you put your stuff, how you organize this, where you find this, who does this, and this. There wasn't a lot of that. So I was a little bit, I don't know, disappointed in that, I guess is the right word. Anyway, so there were a bunch of teenagers, because this is like only a casual auxiliary position, so it's really meant for like teenagers, but I take it because the company, or it's with the city, which means it's really good money and it's really good to get a job with them. But I don't know if I'm hoping to get a different job. Anyway, so these kids, in the middle of our orientation, we take like a 5-minute break, and they order a pizza in the middle of our orientation, which seems a little weird, which is fine. There was one other person there that I know for sure was around my age, because we had to sign this consent form, and they were like, if you're not over 18, you have to take it home with you to have your parents sign. And I swear more than half of them had to take it home. And I just look at this guy and I'm like, I'm not talking about my age. I'm just, it doesn't even matter. And he's like, what year were you born? I was like, 1994. And he's like, yeah, same. And I was like, okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It seems like it would be a great job if I were still in school. It would be great if I were a teenager. It would be great. But as someone who just graduated university, it's not a place I really want to work. But it might be the only job I get for a while, so I'll take it. I'm hoping to hear from one of the jobs that I applied for, because I know that it closed last week, or I guess last week. So I'm hoping it's regular part-time that will eventually become full-time, which I think is nice to transition into, because I've been so used to only working a few days a week that it's nice to like transition into that full-time and sort of get my schedule down so that I can still record videos and sort of just plan out how I want to go about things. So that would be really cool if I got that one, or at least an interview for that one. Yeah, that's how it's going. Oh, Harley is snoring. Harley gets his stitches out on Monday, which I am so excited for. I mean, we've had a great week. I took the whole week off, as I said in a previous video, in order to deal with him, and he didn't have to wear his cone that way, and they healed really nicely. His incision healed really nicely. We got to go to the park every day, which has been so much fun, but I'm just excited for him to be let off leash because I know he's like craving it. He's quite a energetic dog, so for him to be on leash all the time, although our walks are like an hour and 10 minutes, it's still like I know he wants to run around and go crazy. So I'm excited for that on Monday. Tomorrow for me, which was yesterday for you guys, is Mother's Day. So make sure to hug your moms extra tight. Or if you don't have moms, make sure to hug whoever extra tight. It's also a day. So I have dinner planned for my mom. I think we're going to order out. That's what she seems to want to do. So that's totally fine with me. I have no gift because she never told me what she wanted. So I will make sure. Usually what I do is if I don't have a gift, I'll go shopping with her. And then when she goes to pay, I'll just pay. I do have this gigantic card that I bought her from the store. It's huge. I don't know how I'm going to write in it because it's going to like take up a third of the space. Maybe I'll write really big, or maybe I'll just write a nice long message. So yeah. So we're renovating our basement, and we have a suite in there, and the fridges just came, and I am super excited about them because they're real nice. I picked out slate appliances, which is not stainless steel. It is a type of stainless steel, but it's like slate, so it doesn't look like that. Like I don't know if you guys can envision it. It's really nice. I'm very excited. So yes, I'm super stoked for that. Very excited. I can't wait for that to be done. I don't think there's much left. I think the cupboards have to go, or the doors have to go on the cupboards. I think some electrical work needs to be done, and that's about it, I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. So change of subject, because I'm sure you guys are fascinated with the renovation, but do you guys watch Riverdale? Riverdale? It's on Netflix, at least it is in Canada. I'm not sure about the States, though, but it's also on TV, so if you guys watch it, and you watch the season finale, what the hell? Okay, if you didn't watch it, and you're planning to watch it, then I'm going to say spoiler alert, so if you haven't watched that episode yet, please don't continue to watch this, or at least turn the volume off, but like, I'm going to start now, so I'm warning you. So I'm not going to say who got shot, because people who watched it should know. But if that character were to die, I would be very upset. Okay? The whole reason I started watching the show was for that character, which seems really weird, because he's not like a main character, but I have been in love with that actor since his early work, which some of you may be familiar with the show 90210. I've talked about it before, but he was on there he was there for, I think, he left in season 7 or 8 or something, and then he came back in season 10. I have all the seasons on DVD. I'm obsessed with the show. I've been obsessed with the show for like probably a good 6-7 years now. And when I saw that he was going to be in Riverdale, I was so excited. And then when Riverdale became very popular, I was even more excited, because it's always nice to have like your favorite actors and stuff, be successfone. And then the season finale, and I'm like, please don't kill him off. Please, I beg of you. But one of the fans had a really good theory that the show's now going to be this character dies, and then the whole thing is who murdered him. I'm hoping he recuperates, that's a word. But I'm going to leave it at that. I won't say anything else. So if some of you have tuned back in now, it's all safe. There's no more spoilers. So I will talk about the house a little bit. Each bathroom has a bath in it, which is really weird. Normally I don't do that. But I was very happy that I put a bath, and I remembered a bath. Sometimes people like to have baths, and I said bath like 8 times now, so I'm going to stop saying that. But yes. Anyway, so I need to find a new show now, because I got to watch Prison Break. I haven't watched that. I recorded on Tuesday, and I've been too busy. But I had to find a new Netflix show. Because Riverdale the season is done. So I'm glad they're coming back for season 2. Also, I heard Um, 13 Reasons Why, is that the name? I'm pretty sure 13 Reasons Why is coming back for a second season. And honestly, here's a nice cut to the nursery being built while everything else was already built. Anyway, 13 Reasons Why, I watched it, or I started watching it, and then I got bored of it really, really fast, and I just wanted to know about Clay's tape. The whole idea of tapes took too long for me. It was a lot of filler and a lot of things that I didn't think needed to be filled. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to watch season 2. I might, because it's going to be different, I'm sure, because, everybody's heard Hannah's tapes. We know, what went down. I do know all of what went down. I read all the spoilers and things like that. So if I were to watch season 2, then I would know what was happening. Other than that, I'm waiting for Fuller House to come back, because that should be coming back for its 3rd season soon. There's not a lot of Netflix shows that I watch. I should really get into more of them. I'm waiting for The Walking Dead to come back, which doesn't come back till October. Nashville, if anybody watches Nashville, that comes back in June, which I'm super excited about. And then I think that's it. I don't think I need to get one more show on that list, because The Vampire Diaries ended, which I'm still very sad about. And then Riverdale's done for the season. It'll come back though, but it's done for the season. The Walking Dead's done for the season. So there's a lot of shows right now where it's at that lull where there's not a whole lot that I'm watching, and I have all this free time, so I should be watching it. But I tend to just go back to my roots and rewatch old movies or old shows that I've already seen millions of times. Just something I do. So maybe I'll just go watch a movie tonight. I should be reading. I've been trying to read more, but that hasn't happened either. I should. I bought new books for myself, but I just haven't. I don't know why. I watch YouTube videos, and then you get stuck in that thing, that weird thing that happens to you where you just keep going through your recommended over and over and over again until you're on the weird side of YouTube, and no one wants to be on the weird side of YouTube, but then you can't click away. So that's what I do at night, if you're curious. Or sometimes I'll watch Rooster Teeth shows, which anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of them, and I have a First membership, so I usually watch their shows a day early. So if I watch YouTube and First shows or Rooster Teeth shows in increments. I don't watch the whole things usually at once. I have a bit of ADHD, so does my brother. So sitting down for that long makes me very anxious. The only thing that I can sit down for long periods of time doing is usually playing a game. Mainly because my mind is going and I'm physically doing stuff. And there's things that what I'm doing is now progressing things, but if I sit and watch something, I am literally just sitting there watching it, and it's progressing without my help. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's kind of how it works. You always have to be doing something, so playing games is fine, but watching shows makes us very anxious and makes it very hard to get through them in one sitting. So what I like to do, and especially with YouTube, it's great because it pauses wherever you are if you leave it. It doesn't do that on the Rooster Teeth First membership site, but that's okay. I just tend to remember where I stopped. Sometimes I've even watched a show on their site and then gone on YouTube and watched it, the rest of it. But yeah, I'm not one to sit still for so long, so the only time I'll watch a full show usually all at once is if I'm about to go to bed, which is not a good thing because I should be going to sleep. But that's the only time I can really stay still. But during the day, it's not easy for me to just sit down and watch a show all at once. So I tend to do it in increments. It's the same thing with Netflix as well. If I'm sitting during the day watching it, I have to stop it and then go anything. It's not just TV, anything like that. If it's not nighttime where I'm going to bed, then I have to watch it in increments. So a little bit weird, but it's just the way that I function. So I'm sure there's people out there that have the same thing. Maybe it's more common than I think, I know my brother can't do it. He can't sit for long periods of time. I know that he can't sit through a movie. I'm a little bit better if I'm sitting down to watch a full-length movie, like at a movie theater or, whoops, I dropped my chapstick, or at, like if I'm sitting down with someone watching a movie at home, then I will sit down and watch the full length. He, on the other hand, has a very hard time doing that. I don't know about movie theaters. I think he can go through a full thing at movie theaters, but as for like sitting down and watching a movie, he can't do it. So I'm a little bit better that way. But if I am sitting down, it's like, oh, what's on Netflix? Okay, let's watch this for a little bit. Then it's just for a little bit. Then I get the energy to go do something else. Same way if I'm just like cleaning. I clean in a very weird fashion. I will start with one thing, but then something will distract me and I'll clean something else. My mom's the same way. So it's just the way that my brain functions. Like, oh, I'll be sorting the laundry. I'll get halfway through that and I'll be like, the kitchen's dirty. I'll go clean the kitchen. I'll come back, finish the laundry, vacuum, then say I'm going to wash the floors, but realize something else needs to be done, like do the bathrooms. So it's just the way that I function, I guess. Anyway, here's the landscaping I was talking about. Right? It's a little bit better than what you're used to with me, which is usually just here's a tree, there's the tree, it's good. And a pool, of course, because this house could not be complete without a pool. Just because I know I always say nobody ever uses them, but I still like the aesthetic of pools, right? I would use it, clearly. I love pools. I wish I had one that like this. And I do this rock thing all throughout the house. Very modern, I guess. I don't know. Are rocks modern? Is that a thing? I don't really know. Anyway, we are coming close to the end here. Unfortunately, my time of ranting about my ADHD is all done. How sad. I know. And I'm just finishing up with some landscaping and putting in some like fun things for the kids to do, because as you saw, there are a plentiful of bedrooms, so you're gonna have lots of kiddos. So I do some like jungle gyms, which I think I put in like every one of my houses. Usually it comes with a jungle gym or something for kids to do, unless it's a house without kids, then it comes with a pool and like adult fun things. And this little like eating area, which I thought was super cute with all the surrounding plants. And that is about it, aside from lighting and all of the, I might fluff up the front a bit, but I can't quite remember. I put in a bin, of course. Anyway, guys, I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date on everything that I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And I thank you guys all for watching. And I will see you all in my next video. So have a great day, guys. Bye!